So look at Anthony Ryder from South Lyon, Michigan, recently selected as the Lions 2020 Fan of the Year. He has a passion about sports broadcasting.
With the 112th selection in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, USC. One pride, baby! Yeah!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Detroit Lions video. Now, we are officially back. If you do not know, if you did not see the community post, unfortunately, I was sick with COVID over the last couple of days, but I'm starting to feel a little bit better, and I'm ready to get back to some Detroit Lions content. And today I just wanted to give a quick little update about some of the injury concerns and some of the injured players that missed out on last season but could be coming back and be impactful to the Detroit Lions in 2023. And we have two players to talk about today. Of course, the first one is Halapoulivaati, the starting right guard from 2021 that played in 15 games in 2021 and in just under 1,000 total snaps, allowed 0 sacks and just 2 penalties on the season. He was one of the most consistent offensive linemen on the Detroit Lions offensive line in 2021, and unfortunately for him, did have a back surgery early in the 2022 season that kept him out for all of the regular season. He suffered the injury in the third preseason game versus the Steelers, and unfortunately was unable to return at any point in the 2023 season, in the 2022 season, leaving an open revolving door at the right guard position. Now, of course, with a starter having some very serious back surgeries, there's going to be a lot of questions this offseason about whether Big V is going to be ready to go, whether Big V is going to play next season, and whether he's going to remain on the Detroit Lions. Now, he did take a pay cut just a few weeks ago that brought his cap hit significantly down this year, and I believe added a void year so that they can cut him after 2023. And when asked about the health and kind of where Big V's at, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes were seemingly very positive. Brad Holmes says he's in a good place. We actually got some recent reports back that he is in a really good place, and we feel confident about doing a deal and glad to have him back. Now, obviously, you don't know exactly how it's going, right? You don't know exactly where he's at, whether he's 100%, whether he's 90%, whether he's 80%, or whether, they're just trying to keep a positive attitude around the whole situation. But I think the fact that they did renegotiate the contract, the fact that they did kind of make some moves to bring him back versus straight up cutting him and opening up a roster spot, I think speaks volumes to where Big V is as a player. Now, back surgery is incredibly fickle when it comes to NFL players, right? There are some back surgeries you just can't recover from, and there are some back surgeries that you kind of take a year and you heal up and you are able to come back to play. And it seems like Big V is in a good spot. I don't think you renegotiate the contract if he's going to be unable to play. I don't think I think if he's not able to play, you're going to end up cutting him or, coming to a medical agreement like they did with Tyrell Crosby, something like that. But it does seem like Big V is going to return to play this year, which is a very positive effect for the Lions. Having a top 2 offensive line last year with a lot of question marks at right guard, having a Pro Bowl caliber right guard who last time out allowed 0 sacks in a full season of play is going to only make the Detroit Lions offensive line stronger, fill it out, and turn the best pass blocking offensive line in the NFL into an even better unit, completing the 5th member of that line. Now, of course, another member of the Detroit Lions that didn't really play last year after playing 16 games his rookie season through injury is Levi Onwuzurike, the former 2nd-round pick of the Detroit Lions in the 2021 NFL Draft. Hasn't really played at all in the NFL on a fully healthy team, right? He has been fully healthy in his first preseason, but never played a regular season game at full health. And last year wasn't even able to play a single game due to his back concerns and surgery that he had. Now, the Lions head coach Dan Campbell, about it yesterday, 2 days ago, gave an update on Levi Onwuzurike, and unfortunately, it's not as promising as Big V. Now, Dan Campbell came out, and from what I understood, it wasn't necessarily an, oh, he's not going to play ever again. It's not a end of the road type deal, but it is less optimistic than what Big V got, and it is pretty concerning to the fact that he may not end up being a full-time player for the Detroit Lions again. Now, the quote says, "We talked to him a couple weeks ago. He was doing good. The rehab was going well, but you just don't know. You don't know with a back, but I mean, certainly he's going to get an opportunity if his body will allow it." Now, to me, that tells me that he is recovering, that he is getting better, and that the surgery was a success. I think there is a good chance, probably about a 60% chance, that we're going to see Levi Onwuzurike wear the number 91 for the Detroit Lions yet again in the Honolulu Blue. Now, whether he's going to be a full-time player, whether he's going to get a preseason opportunity and judge it from there, I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think Dan Campbell would lie to you. I don't think Dan Campbell would lie to the media, because when Levi Onwuzurike was going through the problems last year, he wasn't sugarcoating it. He was saying, it's not a good situation. He's going to need surgery. It's kind of a last resort thing, right? We're kind of concerned about it. But here, it seems like he is optimistic, right? It says they talked to him. The rehab's going good. Obviously, you don't know with the back surgery, but just like Big V, they both had back surgeries. You don't know how it's going to turn out, but the early stages do seem fairly promising for Levi Onwuzurike, who could turn into the Detroit Lions' number 1-3 technique this year, right? The Lions are potentially looking for that defensive lineman to be an interior pass rusher, and if Levi is healthy, that's exactly what he was drafted to do. He was drafted to be the penetrator. He was drafted to be the 3 tech. He was drafted to be that interior pressure and interior pass rusher, similar to what Chris Jones was coming out of Washington, similar to what Aaron Donald was coming out of Pitt, right? He was projected to be one of those better pass rushing interior linemen because he's so athletically gifted. He's so quick with his hands, so quick with his feet, and so quick to get around guards that it's really hard to hold him in pass protection. But unfortunately, his injuries really haven't allowed him to play at 100% other than his first preseason as a Detroit Lion. So with all that being said, that is really the updates, a very positive, optimistic note on Halapoulivaati, but kind of a less optimistic view on Levi Onwuzurike. Hopefully both of them can play come training camp, but as of right now, those are the injury updates for the Detroit Lions. So with all that being said, that's all I got for you guys right now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, go down below, like the video, and subscribe if you enjoy the content and want more Detroit Lions videos. But with all that being said, that's all I got for you guys right now. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, and as always, go Lions.